started to wrap my brain around the complexity of the production itself.
Yeah.
Because
I'm so glad that you paid attention to that, because it's, this is an incredibly difficult technical film.
Yeah.
But we hope that audiences don't see that and that they have a full experience. But it's nice when there is somebody who says, like, by the way, I noticed how hard that was to do what you did.
Because you're directing a broadcast
Yes.
program, essentially, but
Yes.
then you're directing the film outside of it.
Yes.
And how exactly did that work? You can't have all those cameras rolling at once, right?
No, you can't. Well, we have 4 broadcast cameras
Okay.
that have to capture the event all in real time, which is then broadcast to various people that react to all of that footage. And there's the control room, there's the command center, and they all have monitors. Then there's different people all around the world. There's coffee shops and bars and people in Korea and South Africa and Iceland. But there's also a film camera as well that has to capture that. It has a different feeling to it. Not really film, but we call it the film camera.
Sure.
Which obviously would be in the shots of all the broadcast cameras. So
Yep.
there was a lot of the jigsaw puzzle of figuring out where we are at any one time.
So essentially everybody had to do almost different takes for different cameras. Like now it's the take for the broadcast program,
Right.
and now it's the film take.
Yes.
Did you find yourself directing differently for those takes as well?
I don't direct differently, but I know you have to be decisive and know where you're going to be at any one time in terms of the editing. You had to keep all of that in your head as a jigsaw puzzle. And you had to make sure you kept the pacing up, because
Yeah.
the pacing has to be consistent for the whole film. And this film is very, very, very fast. Part of what we talk about in the film is how fast things have become. And then in some
Yeah.
ways, fastness is a new way of having a sleight of hand in order to obscure the answers from people.
It just seems like you would close your eyes at night and see monitors. And like
Yes.
the graphics of just balls falling.
Yes. Yes. The graphics department on this movie was huge.
They were amazing.
And they were having little nervous breakdowns throughout the entire process. Yeah. We had 3 main graphics people, and one of them at a time would be having a nervous breakdown. The other 2 were consoling them.
Sounds like live TV to me.
Yes.
I was thinking about how I've been behind the scenes in reality TV.
Yes.
And you always take a piece of you from your last project
Right.
into the new one. And I was wondering if you find that in your directing, you carry a particular piece of another director or another person you've worked with you.
Oh, you mean as a reference?
As a reference, as
Oh,
an
yeah.
inspiration?
Yeah, definitely Sidney Lumet. I mean, Dog Day Afternoon and Network, 2 movies that really changed my life. I mean, we could never be as great as Sidney Lumet, but I think this film honors those films.
God
and
bless you
I've
for
always
trying.
loved his point of view as a filmmaker, which is that the film tells you what the technique is. So
Yeah.
the film tells you what the score is. The characters tell you the feeling of the movie, the sound, the production design. That's always been my feeling too.
And something that he said that really affected me when I was young in film school was his reverence for actors.
Yes.
Because I always thought oh, they're just the kooky ones.
No, there are 2 things that you can't change on a movie set. One is the weather, and the other are the actors. Honestly, you got to cast the right person, because you can't change somebody in 20 minutes. So the most that I can do really is to inspire them and to tell them what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to accomplish, to show them what the train is so that they can jump on the train with all of their vocabulary.
Jump on it. Well, and with a character, too, that's so intense in Jack.
Yes.
Were you ever so bold as to say, dial it down or knock it up?
Oh yeah, there was Jack. We definitely did the most amount of takes on Jack because we knew that his character was unstable, and we didn't know exactly what we were going to need at any one time. So I have so many different variations of his instability. Sometimes he's angry and filled with rage, and sometimes he's just a little boy who's quiet. And we had to do a lot of those takes.
Yeah, which means you have a great editor too.
Oh yeah, my editor's amazing. Every day I bow to Matt Chesse. He had an extraordinary time on this movie, and I feel like we're a couple. We've definitely been in a cave together.